Hello guys, and welcome back. So you've probably seen in a few of my videos this thing that I've been smoking on. So let's talk a little bit about ecigs. I don't smoke cigarettes. I can't be around cigarette smoke or cigar smoke or any type of tobacco product smoke other than vapors. The reason why is because I get really bad ear infections and fevers from it. So basically it's like an allergic reaction to tobacco products. I used to smoke when I was younger, and I had gotten off of it for a couple of years, and I have been going under a lot of stress lately. So I started having like chest pains and things like that, and so I wanted to find something that could help me deal with a little bit of stress. So I steer away from anything, like I try to steer away from alcohol and stuff like that because my family's alcoholic, so I don't like to drink a whole lot. I'll drink every now and then, but so e-cigs were the way to go. Vapor is better for me. I don't get ear infections from it and things like that. So I started getting into e-cigs. So when I first got into e-cigs, I got into something like this. These are great, but at the same time they suck because you constantly have to clear out the top. It's constantly, you're sucking up e-cig juice into your mouth, and that stuff does not taste good. So therefore I went from something like this into a box like this. Now this is just the battery pack. So basically you open this side and the battery gets placed in there. And obviously that's a plus sign, so the positive goes down. Duh, right? Anyway, some people you gotta say it though. I mean, what can you do? So, nonetheless, it looks something with probably a smaller tank than this. So essentially, if it'll go on, these smaller battery packs are just like harder to work with too. It just does not like to happen right. Anyway, when you get it on, it looks something like that. Less crooked though. Nonetheless, you get the idea. This worked good, but not great. The battery life, just like the way I smoked it, just like would kill the battery quick. And with only one battery, it just was not doing it. That and the tank I had, I could max out the battery or the thing, which goes to 10 seconds. You can't hold the button longer than 10 seconds, and yeah, so they call that maxing it out. So basically you would push this button 3 times quick, this would come on, that's how you charge it. Anyway, I went from something like this to a 2 battery, which worked great. I kept the same tank that I had on that old one and switched it to a 2 battery. And the 2 battery I wound up giving to Austin, my husband, and because his e-cig had gotten stolen at the library. So therefore I went down and got myself this. This is a 3 battery. Batteries go in the bottom. The only thing I don't like about this is that when you put it in your pocket or anything else, the battery thing comes open and the batteries fall out. Anyway, the charge on the side, which is something I didn't like, I'd rather it be in the front, just because it's always in the way. I guess smoking on it is a little bit better. I'm just used to them being in the front. This one's called the General, and it's from Smock. And this is the Big Daddy tank. The vape clouds are great. I cannot max this one out. And yeah, so I've been smoking on this one. I like it. The battery charge lasts all day, and I'll still have 60% on it, and that's with me smoking on it all day long. So, I don't go up over a 32 watt, that kind of stuff. But I wanted to talk a little bit, touch a little bit on this, just so that you got an idea as to what this is, you know, why I'm smoking. I mean, if you care. I mean, I don't know if you care, but everybody's got questions, right? Somebody's bound to ask, and I might as well answer the questions before they come up. But the vape clouds are quite huge and amazing. And helps with the stress. So if you're looking for a little bit of a healthier alternative, that's the way to go. There's a lot of people talking about how e-cigs are bad for you. I think there was a while back they had this epidemic of people getting pneumonia. I'd like to touch base on that a little bit. There was a company, I don't know if you've heard about this, I don't know if it was strictly, well, it was in Indiana too. So some company decided they would make their own e-cig juice. And what they wound up doing is using vegetable oil for the base of the e-cig juice, which is a huge no-no. And therefore, people were developing pneumonia from that. So if that's something that's deterring you, go to an actual vape shop, one that you ask what they use as a base, and definitely ask a lot of questions before you get into it. Don't get ripped off like I did for this and a tank that I had with it. I paid over $80, and this is an older version, and they don't really sell these anymore. Anything that's an iStick or a Pico, right there, just don't get it. They're not worth it. They're basically just cheap. So it would be, you know, those cheap Androids that go to crap real quick. This is your equivalent of a cheap e-cig right here. Only thing cheaper is something like this. This is like a $30 vape pen, and in my opinion is not worth it. I mean, really, might as well invest in something like this. Now this one was more expensive, definitely worth it. I'm waiting to see how long it lasts. The only flaw that I found that this one has is that after like one day, there was a line that went through the screen like that. And I'm not sure why that is. It happened the day after I updated it, so I'm not sure if it was the update or if it's actual screen or whatever. I mean, it's very weird. I haven't seen anybody post any videos about it, so it's something I'm going to have to check out. But nonetheless, this is a video on e-cigs and why I'm smoking them, and some information that you might like to know. So, check around before you buy one if you're really interested in them. Ask a lot of questions to different shops and find the best one for you. Investing a little bit more. I mean, in the end, it's worth it, especially if you're a cigarette smoker and you want to get off cigarettes. Your major investment is the setup. That's going to be the most expensive thing because it's like upfront out of pocket. But you'll spend a heck of a lot less on the e-cig juice than you will. I mean, literally, this thing pays for itself. They really do. If you get a good one the first time, with the batteries and everything, I paid like $130. But it's definitely, I mean, I've had it for about a month now. It's been definitely worth it. There's some things I don't like about it, but yeah, this is the General G320 here. It's from Smock here. Let's see if I can find the And there's paint on it because I do home repairs and I smoke while I take my breaks anyways. So there's another one that I really liked, but I wound up not being able to get it because it wasn't working. So I wound up getting this one instead. Nonetheless, this is the one I got. I'm happy with it. So yeah, I'll show you the smoke ladder one more time. Yes. So yeah, you definitely get a good nicotine hit on that one. If you're a heavy smoker, I would definitely look into getting the General. But be leery that if you are a constant 6 milligram smoker on something like this or like this, you will want to go down to a 3 when you use something like this, because I guess it literally amplifies it almost. I was smoking 6 milligram nicotine and I wound up having to go down to a 3. I noticed that on these ones a 3 wouldn't cut it at all, or even something like this, it wouldn't cut it. I didn't get enough from it. So keep in mind, if you're a heavy smoker, I would try a 12 at first and then work your way up, and especially if you're using the General. Now if you're using something like these two, I would definitely start off as like an 18. They go up to 24 on most, but a lot of shops are only doing 18 milligrams right now. And if that's too strong for you, definitely bump down. Don't buy a big bottle of anything unless you know for sure the milligram you can handle. It depends on the e-cig. They have all-in-ones. They've got vape pens. They've got the mini boxes. They've got the bigger boxes. There's a ton to choose from. So ask questions, search around, do a little research. Definitely try it out. There's a lot of different e-cig flavors. Like this one is like a smoothie. It's like pineapple, strawberry, and I'm not a pineapple fan. I don't like pineapple at all, but this is good. Like, this stuff's good. You can't even taste the pineapple in it. So it literally does taste like a smoothie. I don't like the ones that are like milky products, I guess you could say. Anything like ice creams or any of those. Any creams, I stay away from those. They seem to definitely upset my stomach. So be leery of that stuff. Make sure, not to buy anything too large of an investment into the e-cig juice until you know for sure that's something that it's good for your body, basically. And the only way to find that out is basically try them out. Trial and error is what it's all about. They have tobacco tasting products. They wind up smelling like syrup. So if you have a tobacco type of tasting e-cig juice, it's gonna smell like breakfast syrup, pancake syrup. So keep that in mind. I like fruity flavors and things like that, so and those wind up smelling very fruity, and it's great because you can smoke it indoors, but you can't smoke it at the stores unless you're at the e-cig shops and tobacco shops that allow you to do that. So yeah, just keep all that stuff in mind, and like I said, I'll just keep telling you over and over again, do your research, check it out, ask your questions, don't get ripped off, and definitely buy your stuff new. Don't go and buy used stuff off the line. So yeah, they say online's cheaper, but it's always better to go into a shop because the customer service there is very awesome at a lot of e-cig shops, and they go out of their way to help you find the right fit for you. and they make sure that you know about your e-cig before you leave the store, like how you fill it, what you need to change on it, how to put it together, how the buttons work, the settings in your e-cig, they're all different. So yeah. Oh well. Talk to you next time, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you again.